Yeah, it's not the usual start to a video, I know. Been a bit ill, you know, past couple of weeks over Christmas, bit of a Christmas New Year's flu sort of thing, and getting back to work was quite a bit of a bit out of us. So we've not really got much done over the past week. Obviously we've only had a weekend to get anything done, so use it more for resting than doing anything, I'm afraid. So we've got to order a few more bits. Just thought we'd have a nose in what we're now calling the Cabriolet shed. Well, what we've been calling the Cabriolet shed for a good few years. Just show you guys, you know, basically this is where the rest of the car's hiding. So we've got a ton of trim. Obviously we've got all the body kits in here. You can see lying about everywhere. Heater motors, bits of hosing, other bits for the heater, other bits of interior trim, spare wheel. It's the only one that hasn't been powdered, but it is immaculate. The others have been stripped and powdered. Still saw, which I don't think's got anything to do with a cabbie. Under these covers, hopefully, still in the same condition that we put them in there, is I don't know how much you can see of these. The light isn't great in here, guys. So hopefully still in great condition as we put them in here. Is the Cabriolet seats. Obviously they've been all covered up for all these years. There's the other one. See, that one's still got a little bag on the back of the seat just to put maps and the like in. Obviously up to the back, see, it's got the carpets, this feels like, in the back here. Door cards, dash rails, more body kit. Down here it's pitch black, but we've got more body kit, radius arms, boxes full of bits, window trims. Yeah, there's a lot of bits that we have to locate as we go along. We're pretty sure we're about 99%. We have all the bits. I think we've got one or two little trims missing, which go in the end of these are slightly different on the cabbie than they are on the normal saloons. Just go on these, just go on the end of the window trims, just where the door shuts. So I think we've one, maybe two. But I think we've got one, but I think it's broke, so possibly two. There's something I need to have a quick look at. It's got some wheel arches in here which are not to do with a cabbie, but we do want one for the race car, and that is the one that I want. So there's a bonus, which was really the main reason for coming in here, and that's the front for the other side. So brilliant. I've got a front so I can replace that. We're going to be at Bingley Hall in a couple of weeks, so the race car's going down to Bingley Hall, so I can't really run it. Yeah, alright guys, I can't really let it go with a busted wheel arch on. Not only is it unsightly, it's unsafe, so that'll have to come off. We've got another one here which is spot on and perfect. I'll have to get a bit of primer on that, bit of colour on it. Quick nose while we're down here. My bag feels like rags. The truck over there, it's a box, loom, gear change, numerous other interior bits and pieces in there. ECU's hiding around somewhere in here, and the other bits for that. There was the strange black box, I think it was on the later SPI models, which goes under the rear seat. I think it's for the central locking. I don't know if we're going to keep that or get rid of it. I'd like to get rid of the central locking alarm, but for originality I suppose we need to keep the central locking alarm. Well, not central locking, sorry, the push button alarm. Right, quick nose in this box. Now we've got, get some light in here, the hood for the cabbie, which when we put it in this box quite a few years ago was immaculate. Fingers crossed it'll still be that way, can't see why not. We don't have any mice around here. We've got cats, but the cats don't come in here, and as you can see, so they sort of keep the mice at bay, so we shouldn't have had any problems. It's not particularly damp or anything in here, so the metal parts that have been stored in here, nothing's rusted, so everything should be sweet to go. Right, take you through to the garage. We'll just jump through there, you know, we'll not do the big walkthrough. And we'll have a look, see where the cabbie is, see what parts we've got on. Right, it's been a sec. So, here we are in the garage with the cabbie, and yeah, front end. All fitted. All spot welded. We've got a couple of little MIG welds which will go in here and then, and a little bit of tidying up and dressing up to do, but yeah, we're really happy with how the front end's gone on. Scuttle panel, wings, got air panels to go on, just got to get closing plates. We've got another panel order to go in, so we just want to order the closing plates and get the back arches, and then we can get the back arches in and get on with the rear quarters as well. So obviously once we get the front end's the most complicated, I'd say, to sort out. Obviously inner wings, outer wings, scuttle panel, front panel, air panels, it's quite a chore, so when we move to the back end it should be, I'm hoping, a lot more straightforward. I can't see why not. Quarter panels, we've got new quarter panels, so there's no cutting and piecing in there. New wheel arches, it's most of it all spot welds in. Yeah, happy days. Still waiting for reinforcements. I've got a couple of little plates which I'm going to make for down the bottom of the A post, like that, go in B post, just to replicate the original ones. Just a bit of sheet steel of thicker gauge. Yeah, not a lot of panel work left to do really. Well, not compared to what we had to do. There's still quite a bit of work to do, so I suppose I'm exaggerating there a bit. Obviously we've got the reinforcement sections to go in, and the back end, but like I say, compared to the front end, compared to where we've been with it, a few guys look back in the videos, or a few guys who've been watching the videos for a bit will remember, this was a full cut the floor out and cut the toe board out and everything out job, and it's actually starting to resemble a Mini again now, which we're all really happy with. So like I say, the plan now, we'll get some panels on order, and next week I can get on and get these closing panels in, and then I can get the air panels in, get dressed up, get the last bits of welding that need doing on the front end done, then I can move off the front end then, and then move to the back end and get that sorted. As long as we don't get no more flues or anything showing up. So yeah, we'll get a bit of work done next week. I've got a bit of a clean up on the race car to do. Let's say we've got that wheel arch to go on. We've just damaged it last meeting at Coombs, so it wants doing. Check the wheel nuts are all tight, everything, you know. Don't want the wheels falling off while we're rocking up there. Give it a good wash and you know, a bit of a polish, make it look presentable. We'll be over there with Octane Racing as well. Another one of the guys we race with is in Super Mighty's on with us. Great guy, preps some great cars. He'll have one of his cars there. Be a stunner, no doubt. Puts House to shame. Yeah, so right. If you guys are at Bingley Hall, we'll probably see you at Bingley Hall. If not, we'll have another video out shortly, probably next week, and now obviously got a week's work and all that to do first, and hopefully we'll be putting them air panels on. Right guys, you all have a good one, take it easy, see you all later.